So I've put about 8 hours into Xenoblade 3, and I wanted to give my thoughts on it so far, or my first impressions. I know 8 hours isn't a lot of time for a JRPG, but I think it's a good amount of time to get a grasp for the gameplay and the story setup. So to answer the first question of, do I need to play Xenoblade 1 or 2 to understand the story for 3? I can't tell you for sure right now, but I can tell you right now that as of so far, you don't really need to play Xenoblade 1 or 2. Going by dev interviews and things like that, it seems like this game is going to mostly tell a separate story. If you've played Xenoblade 2, you're no doubt familiar with the walls of text you get bombarded with whenever a tutorial appears. A lot of them weren't really placed in good areas, and some of them just sprung up after the fact that you already did something. Sometimes you're really not given a chance to breathe in between each tutorial as well. You're just being hammered down with new things as if you already understood the one they just taught you about. Xenoblade 3 tries a little bit of a different approach. It still bombards you a bit with text, but after doing so, it also presents you with situations to apply this. This allows you to learn each mechanic. They also introduce each mechanic slowly and separately over the course of the first few hours of the game. However, this also has a side effect on the game itself, and that is that the first hour or 2 hours is pretty slow gameplay-wise. Early battles kind of feel like a slog because you're not given the tools you need to do combat properly, and also due to the fact that you only get half your party at the start of the game. The mechanics of the battle system are slowly drip-fed to you. In turn, however, this does give you a chance to absorb everything you're learning instead of just tossing a new thing at you every 2 seconds without letting you try it. This game is essentially the marriage of the Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2 combat system. It also provides some unique mechanics on its own. As I said before, you'll find that the speed of battle is slow early on. This is due to the factors I listed before, but also due to the fact that moving auto attacks as well as auto attack canceling are no longer techniques that are available in the game. You have to stand still to auto attack at all times. If I'm honest, in the beginning, you may not even feel like you're really playing the game that much. But I assure you, this only lasts for the first hour or two. And in fact, taking out basic mobs to grind really just feels like... This game uses a job system, so you can change your character's class or job to different things so they can do different actions in combat. The system really is freedom itself. It rearranges stats and things like that in order to balance out what your character is doing. Noah starts as a DPS, but you can make him a tank. Uni starts as a healer, and you can make her a DPS. You're given 6 classes to start off with, but you'll unlock more as the game continues. And as an added bonus, you're also given specific skills once you master a job, and you can take these skills and use them on other jobs. You're also given the class's outfit that you mastered, so you can change your character's outfit on the fly. I'm not spoiling any story bits, I'm just going to give my general thoughts, and hopefully that'll be enough for you to understand. I think they're really setting up for this story to be super interesting. What I mean by that is that pieces are being set up so that characters can develop later. It definitely has the potential to move in a good direction and be a relatively well-told story. And you could really say that for a lot of games when you don't really have the full picture early on. But I was pretty hooked fairly early on with this game. I can't guarantee anything, but if you want to check out my final opinions, you could check out my review when it finally drops. Or you could subscribe. It's right there. This is the wrong side again. Anyways, it is definitely a slow start for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. As of right now, I'm enjoying it greatly. The battle system's easier to understand thanks to the new tutorials, the story's setting up to be interesting, and the job system offers a wide variety of choices that can be applied to your combat and your characters. So if you're wondering or struggling through the first 1 or 2 hours of the game, I'd say try to push through that. If you can do that, I think the experience will be a lot more rewarding. As usual, if you have any questions about the game, you can leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you and help you out if you need anything. And if you have any thoughts about the game as well so far, you can leave a comment as well. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. As usual, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video or if you found it helpful, and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching. See ya!